Good morning, guys. Happy Sunday, or whenever you're watching this. I hope you're having a wonderful, gorgeous, beautiful day. Today we are doing a little Sunday routine, but I think we're going to be a little bit more specific, a little bit more intentional about it because I've really been feeling like I need it. Like I've just been stuck inside. All I've been doing is scrolling on my phone for hours and hours at a time and spiraling, and I really would like to not do that today. If you guys are new here, hi, I'm Bella. I'm so happy that you're here. I am 24 and I live in Philly. I moved here a little bit under a year ago. This is my first apartment ever, the first time I've ever lived by myself. Just started a new job about a month ago, which is super exciting, and I absolutely love living here. I would definitely say I'm pretty introverted. I love a routine. I love being by myself. I love alone time, and I love a Sunday routine. But like I said, the thing that has been getting to me the past couple weeks, and honestly the past couple years of my life, is just doom scrolling constantly. And last Sunday, I kind of woke up and I was like, you know what I want to try? I think just for today, just for this Sunday, I'm going to not go on my phone. I actually managed to do that for an entire day, and it was incredible. Like, I know it sounds so simple, but I think when it's just such a part of your daily routine, I literally found myself like, if I am bored, if I'm overstimulated, if I feel any type of anxiety, I immediately reach for my phone and just start doom scrolling. It does like make my brain shut off for a second, which is why I know I keep doing it. Just drains all of my energy and all of my time. I'm sitting there an hour later like, what just happened? Like, where did that hour just go? So last Sunday I woke up and I was like, you know what I'm gonna try today? I'm just gonna not go on my phone for this whole day. Just this one day of the week. I literally found myself sitting a couple of times throughout the day being like, I have so much time. What do I want to do? Like, what do I actually want to do with this time? I found myself just sitting there being like, oh wow, I could do anything I want right now, and I wouldn't even feel rushed. Also, I feel like for me specifically, it's extra tricky because first of all, my full-time job, I work in social media management, so I am on social media for work 8 hours a day. I'm just scrolling for fun. And then I'm also a content creator in my free time, so I'm on social media for that. Social media is in every single aspect of my life in some way, and I do love it, but like I said, there is such a line between using it as a creative expression and a tool to do that and be creative and create things versus just constantly consuming and letting it take over your entire day, which I feel like is where I have been at. I found myself even doing this yesterday. I was sitting on the couch. I was just feeling really frustrated. In my head, I was like, you know what would make me feel better right now? Going for a walk. I did eventually, but not until I had freaking scrolled on TikTok for an hour. My goal for today is to do our nice Sunday reset. I want to clean, I want to do my laundry, I want to vacuum, I want to do some skincare, I want to kind of go outside, explore a little bit. So all the fun Sunday reset things that I love, and I know you guys love too, as a little additional theme for our day. I really want to go on my phone as little as possible today, just to set some expectations for that, because I feel like for me anyway, that's a pretty bold claim. First of all, I think like not using my phone at all for anything is not realistic for me. I know myself, that's not going to happen. The two things that I specifically am not going to do, putting it out into the universe right now, is scrolling on TikTok and Instagram. This was even actually on my vision board. If you guys saw my 2026 like vision board video that we did, I put create more, consume less. Again, I love making social media content, but instead of like going on feeling inspired and making something, I found myself just scrolling endlessly. I will go on YouTube. I realize that that out of social media, but I think if I just cut myself off of everything, I'm going to fail if I do that, you know? And I think it's important to take baby steps, to have grace with ourselves, and also try and be realistic so that we can actually achieve the things that we're setting out to do. I woke up this morning, put my phone on personal mode, which I think is definitely going to help, because anytime I hear a little chime or an alert, it automatically makes my brain go, oh, and I just reach for the phone and grab it. So hopefully that will minimize it. I think that's going to help. I think having goals and a plan is going to help me and not just sit here and then subconsciously reach for my phone. I think the first thing I want to do is actually get out of my apartment. And you guys know I'm such a homebody. One thing I've realized over the past few weeks, or honestly the past few months, is that if I get out of the house in the morning, I just feel better. Like I feel like I've accomplished something. I feel like it just sets me up for success in that way. So I want to do that first. The one thing that I really wanted to do, which just sounded really wholesome and fun, is go to the bakery and buy some bread. It's literally just going to a bakery. It's not that deep, but that just sounds like so fun and lovely to me, and I feel like that's just a good activity to get me out of the house, do something I don't typically do. I'm gonna take off these eye patches. They're supposed to be brightening. I've never tried them before, but these were actually part of my Christmas gift from my boss, which was so sweet. Let's start our day by getting out of the house. I think that's step one, and let's go to the bakery. That was a very successful mission. They actually were not very busy, again, because it's so cold outside. That's why my face is all red. I think that was perfect because I generally don't think I could have handled going anywhere else, because just it's so cold that when your face is exposed, like I had like a hat and like gloves and stuff, that it's like your cheeks get so frigid that I was like, I can't go anywhere else, but it worked out perfectly. And I got a baguette. I'm so happy. I know this might seem like so random and silly, especially if you are watching this and you don't live in America. Like I feel like you're like getting bread from a real bakery is like the epitome of like whimsy. This is everything. I need to do this more because I do live in such a wonderful, incredible, perfect, walkable city that I just absolutely freaking love. You guys know I love living here so much. The fact I can just walk and go buy this is like so special to me. I'm so excited. I got a whole wheat baguette because that sounded fun, so that's what we got. Now we have a beautiful baguette to call our own. I was thinking for lunch, I'm not quite hungry yet, but when I am, I got these. I've gotten these one other time from Trader Joe's and I thought they were pretty good, but at that point I didn't have the chili crunch. From Trader Joe's, I got these smoked mussels, and I keep seeing recipes where people have like baguettes and then they do like butter and garlic and the smoked mussels and then the chili oil crunch on the baguette. Oh my god, it just looked so freaking good. So now we can make that later. Got that. I honestly feel so nice. It was also so good to just be outside, feel the sun on my face, breathe fresh air, even though it was, again, so freaking freezing. Now I think the next thing on my list I want to tackle is my laundry. I also like to do that earlier if possible, because I don't know if you guys are like this, but I'm notorious for doing my laundry and then like having it all clean and then just not folding it for like days, which is just ridiculous. So theory is if I do it earlier in the day, more time to fold it. I actually will. We're back in my favorite chair. I like taking my time when I'm doing my laundry just because you have to have like the period obviously when it's washing and then when it's drying. I feel like it works out well because then you can do like a task while it's washing and then a separate task while it's drying. I feel like the things that have helped me the most as I've been trying to be on my phone less is just having specific things that I can lean on, like activities that I know I can do. Well, I have like a paint by numbers I've been working on, I have my coloring book, and then anything with like reading or learning something new. So perfect to have on hand, because every time I'm like, oh, I want to scroll, I can just be like, oh, I actually have this other arsenal of things I can be doing instead. That's why I'm so excited to be partnering with Skillshare on this portion of the vlog. I feel like this just fits so perfectly with the theme of today's video. If you guys don't know what Skillshare is, it's a platform that has so many incredible classes where you can learn things from fellow creatives. I'm actually working on a class right now that I'm going to do while my laundry is in. This one, I could not believe when I found it because it was so perfect for me. This is literally a course about how to use Notion to organize yourself as a YouTuber. I know a lot of you guys are also creatives or students or social creators. This class is perfect because you can apply it to really any platform that you post on, or really almost anything, because Notion is just so adaptable. I've been working on making my Notion like database for 2026 for the last couple weeks, which has been so fun, especially in the new year. If you are just interested in learning a new skill or just becoming more proficient at something that you already have started working on. While we're waiting for our laundry to finish, I'm going to continue working on my classes and my little Notion template I've been working on for myself, which is so fun. I'm also going to have a link down below for Skillshare, and there's also going to be a QR code right here if you want to scan that instead. And the first 500 people who use my link are going to get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare, which is so exciting. And thank you again to Skillshare for sponsoring this portion of the video. And yeah, let's keep going with our little Sunday routine. Okay, laundry round 2 is in. Fingers crossed that dryer actually works. It's like a fun game in my building every time I use the dryer of either it works perfectly or everything is like soaking wet after the whole cycle is done. So fingers crossed, we shall see. But I think during our second round of waiting for the laundry, I think I'm gonna vacuum. I didn't really clean last night, but I did a tiny bit of tidying. But the specific cleaning things I want to do today is vacuum, just like clean like surfaces. And then I really want to try, at least attempt, to organize / declutter a little bit underneath my sink. It's just chaos under there. I have tried to redo it and get organizers so many times, it's just not working. So I think it would be good to at least know what's down there, because honestly at this point I have no idea what's going on underneath there. But I wanted to check in also about how I've been doing today, or like this morning so far, with the phone situation. Even when I was walking to get like my bag at like go to the bakery, this is honestly like embarrassing to say, but you know, you guys, I'm always like level with you guys. I was walking and my mom texted me about something. She like mentioned Instagram and my brain just went Instagram, and I literally, without even thinking about what I was doing, I just opened up the app and then I immediately closed it because I was like, that is not what we're doing today. My subconscious is definitely like wanting to do it. When I came back, I won't lie, I did eat a little bit of it because I was like hungry. It was delish, highly recommend. I was just like eating, and then I literally reached for the phone, and thankfully I had put it over here out of my reach. But I do that a lot. Like if I'm like eating or like doing something, I'm usually just like scrolling, which is such a bad habit. I've had a few times today where I've been like had the urge to do it, but I've been stopping myself. Very proud. So I don't know, I feel like this is like a little bit more embarrassing to talk about than I thought it would be. Probably a lot of you can relate, but it's one of those things where you're like, oh, like I obviously have control over my actions, like I can do whatever I want, and then you try not to do it and you just are going through the motions of like, oh, you just like want to reach for it, you want to grab it, you want to scroll. Not that I want you guys to like be dealing with this problem, but hopefully it's not just me, because again, it's kind of embarrassing, but it's okay, we're doing our best. Back to the task at hand. I want to vacuum. I think I've shown you guys my vacuum before. I actually love it so much. It's one of my favorite Amazon finds, and of course it is pink. I think I've shown you guys before, but this is actually the battery. I keep it charged down there because there's an outlet, but one of my favorite things about it is it's cordless, which is so freaking nice. The thing that annoys me most about vacuuming is when you have to keep replugging it in every like few feet because the cord gets in the way and like you can't reach stuff. So let me go get the actual vacuum and I can show you guys. I keep it in this cabinet and might be able to open it, but fun fact, no you can't. Fun fact about my apartment, the only way I can open this is with a fork. Exhibit A, there's no handle here, so the only way that I can get this section open is with a fork right here and then leveraging it open. That one wasn't too bad because I had it a little bit open, but you see what I mean. This is my vacuum. She is gorgeous and pink. I love her. Vacuum acquired. This is what it looks like. I absolutely love it, and it's also nice because it's really, really easy to clean this part when you are done vacuuming, which is so lovely. And then literally you can just charge the battery independently, like you don't have to keep it attached to the vacuum. And then all you have to do is just slide this on and boom, we're ready to go. Let's do a little vacuum moment. I actually might listen to some music while I do this because I feel like otherwise I'm gonna be bored. Let's do that. Okay guys, this was empty when I started, okay? Look at this. I know it's like disgusting, but look at that. That's insane. And every time I do this, it always blows my mind that there's that much dirt everywhere, and it's like obviously stuff you can't see. So I'm so glad I bought this because to empty it, you literally just like pull this part off like this. You can just open this up doing this, and then this part will just come out. And then if you need to like clean it, like actually clean it, you can just take out the whole middle filter section and like wash it or wipe it down, which I also do, but you just do this. It's so easy. Vacuuming was a success. I feel so much better after doing that. It's again like insane when you do that and then you see how much dirt is actually in there. I feel like we're getting like a lot more vulnerable in this vlog than I thought I would be, because I was like, oh, it's just like scrolling on my phone. But literally as I was vacuuming, even though I was listening to music, do you ever have those times where like if your brain, I feel like sometimes when my brain isn't fully like occupied or distracted, I'll randomly remember things I did like literally years ago, like when I was like a child or like significantly younger. And I'm like, oh my god, I regret doing that. That is so embarrassing. That is so like, oh my god, I cannot believe I did that. Just like have it like take over my brain. And obviously we've grown, we've learned, we've flourished since then. But I just found myself like hyperfixating on it. Usually what I would do is I would scroll on TikTok right now because I know that I wouldn't think about anything when I'm scrolling. And like that's not the point of what we're doing today. I need to eat something, and I was going to do like my whole like baguette idea, which sounds so good. But I realized I have a sandwich that I made that I actually really need to eat before it goes bad because I made it for work and then like schedules change. So we need to eat that because waste not, want not, as Kid Ridge would say. I went downstairs and got my laundry. Unfortunately, we were not lucky today and it's slightly warm but still very, very wet. I need to hang up like each individual thing on a hanger so it can dry. I am going to do that, but I do not have it in me right now. I could also like go through the dryer again, but I have to pay every single time I do it. And I've gone that route before and it still hasn't been dry. So we're just gonna move on for a second. We'll come back to it. Obviously, I'm not gonna let it sit there, but I just can't do it at this present moment because it's too much for me. So I think we're gonna move on to our little decluttering project, or at least figure out what we're doing with that. I feel like I should have more of a plan. I think I'm just gonna take everything out and then try and organize it by like stuff I'm keeping, stuff I can store, and then stuff I can give away or like give as gifts to people. I think that should work. But my issue is, and I'll show you guys how it's laid out in there, but I have like this organizer which does work pretty well. The thing is, like, things just fall over inside of the organizer. It's just chaos in there, and every time I like go and grab something, I knock something over and it's not working. Okay, this is what it looks like. I can't even begin to comprehend what is happening. It's just chaos. Obviously nothing is where it should be. Everything is just in a huge jumble, and this is like the organizer that I have, which worked really well when I had it before because it would fit this direction, which is the way it's supposed to go. But because of how this like sink is, it doesn't fit that way underneath here. So I have it going this direction instead because that's kind of all that worked. A lot of this stuff is like falls over. Like obviously I've been shoving things in here too. It's not working. So I think I'm going to try and just take everything out and then figure out what we need to do. this is after I kind of got a little bit crazy with just like focusing on it, so I didn't show you guys that much, but is a massive improvement. I took out the majority of the stuff and stored it because it's just duplicates of products that I don't need right now, like extra shampoo and stuff, slash things that I can donate, so I don't need to be keeping them underneath my sink. So huge improvement. I'm so happy. I also put my hairbrush and my attachment for my hair dryer in here so that I can clean them. I try to do this at least once a week because they just get hair like build up in them really quickly, but I just put them in the sink with some shampoo and let them soak for a little bit and then scrub them with an old toothbrush and rinse them off, and they're good to go. Okay guys, I'm sitting on my floor. You are currently on the couch and I need to face this silly laundry that will not dry because if I ignore it, it's just going to get worse, and we're not going to do that today. That is not the vibe. But I just have some things that I can hang up. Obviously, I'll hang up this towel in the bathroom, and I'll put that to the side for now, but I just have a bunch of hangers, and usually what I do when the clothes like don't dry all the way is just try and hang everything up on my clothing rack and just kind of shove everything to the side, just so that they can dry fully without like getting like musty and gross, and then I'll just take them down and fold them and put them away. These are like clothes that I don't usually hang up. They're like in my drawer in my Okay, I've made the executive decision that we're gonna have a little craft moment. I know that this angle is super weird. This is a very funny setup, but I think it's gonna work. I laid out this apron that my friend Meg gave me, and actually this paint by numbers is also a gift from my friend Meg. I've been working on this paint by numbers for a while now. She gave it to me for my birthday a few months ago now, but it's super cute. It's like this little, there's actually a set of them, and they're like these little canvases of cocktails. And if I ever set up a little like proper bar area in my apartment, I'm definitely gonna hang them up there because they're just so cute. I was just like sitting doing the laundry that you just saw. I just have like full days where I just have like an underlying undercurrent of anxiety. It's not like a specific thing that's going on. Like it's usually not something that I feel like particularly triggered by something. It just kind of happens. I feel like that is really how I've been feeling today. The reason why I'm saying that is because usually I would have instances throughout the day where I'm like, this is too much. Like I just can't handle it. I would reach for my phone and I would scroll. I've actively been trying not to do that. And I haven't been feeling the best today. And again, this is just, you know, part of life and existing. And it's something that I'm actively working on. So don't worry about that. It's very much on my radar. And I say this as I'm literally doing a paint by numbers, but it's like very easy to, especially on social media, which is like, you know, watching YouTube videos and stuff, to just look at vlogs and be like, oh my gosh, they're having like just such a peaceful, phone-free day. And I am having a lovely day. I will not lie at all. It's been wonderful. Doing stuff like this, I think, does help. If you guys ever have any things that you do that make you feel better, can you please tell me? And like, I'm talking about anything that's not specifically like exercising and doing like breathing are super wonderful, but anything like beyond that, just let me know, because I've been trying to figure out things that are like doable. Because the thing for me is when I go on my phone, just it feels like my brain turns off, and it's not that the anxiety goes away, it's that I don't have to deal with it for a little while. And also, when I'm saying all this, I don't want to, like, you guys know, I love social media. I literally freaking work at social media. I think it's awesome. There's so many wonderful things about it. But again, it's all about balance. But on a positive note, I think earlier I was saying how last week when I did that, I kind of had a few moments throughout the day where I was like, wow, I feel like I have so much time I don't even know what to do with myself. I'm feeling a little bit of that right now, which is absolutely wonderful. I love that. That's super fun. So I feel like that's kind of a goal I had for myself today that we are achieving, you know, which is nice. I also just had this moment. I think my sense of time for the past 2 weeks has just been very warped, but I realized I don't actually have an at-home day tomorrow. I have an office day. I don't know why I thought that. I think the last few weeks it's just been snowing the last 2 weekends, so we haven't been able to go into the office because the roads have been actually like criminal. The plowing situation in Philly is really not good. If you guys live here, you know what I'm talking about. It doesn't really change much. I just need to make sure I have to bring for lunch tomorrow. That's what we got going on. This paint by numbers is so cute. I'm doing an Aperol spritz right now. It's really making me wish that it was warm outside. I feel like it's usually a lot later in the day when I get to this point of my Sunday. It's only 3:30. Feels early to me because, again, usually like, well, by the time I've even like gotten dressed and made breakfast and cleaned the kitchen, and things take longer when you're constantly distracted, which makes sense. Okay, it is officially time to make dinner. I did go grocery shopping yesterday. I think I already said that. And I got salmon, potatoes, and spinach. So I think that's what I'm going to cook. And then I can eat some of the leftovers tomorrow, which will also be nice. So I think I'm going to bake the salmon and the potatoes together. And then I can just make the spinach really quickly on the stove. So yeah, let's cook. I'm excited. I haven't like made a full meal for myself in a couple days. So I feel like this is going to be very nice. Okay, dinner is done. This looks so yummy, you guys. I'm so excited. I've been really craving potatoes randomly, so this looks extra good. I'm going to eat my dinner and watch a movie. I'm so excited. I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna watch one of the Jurassic Park movies. I haven't decided which one yet, even though I know sequels are not as good, but it's still a vibe, you know? And I was kind of curious. I wanted to look and see what my screen time was like today. Wait, guys, this is actually way better than I thought. Okay, well, I'm filming this on a Sunday, obviously, so it's the first day of the week. We were only 53 minutes today, and I know for a fact that 20 minutes of that was a phone call, and then there are some YouTube videos in there. That's way better than I thought. And it's down 78% from last week. Obviously, it's going to be up tomorrow and the next day because I'm going to use this for work, but that is incredible. Thank you guys so much for spending the day with me. I love a little Sunday routine. You guys know it's a classic. You really can't go wrong, but I feel like it was just special to focus on something specific, you know, and I'm definitely going to want to try and do this at least once a week, and I definitely suggest it for you guys too if you are interested in trying it, because it definitely made a difference. Like today felt different to me. Like I could tell that I just had space to do what I needed to do without being distracted, which was so lovely. If you like this video, I really hope that you subscribe. That would make me so happy. I will see you guys in my next vlog, and I hope you have a wonderful, gorgeous rest of your day. Okay, good night.